Hi guys, welcome to That Loving Witch, and today I'm not necessarily gonna do a tarot card. I'm just gonna kind of read the energy that I'm feeling. I don't know, these past couple of days, I believe a lot of people have been removing the mask and removing that illusion that they once told themselves or had to tell themselves, to keep going. Now, times are not easy. It's not like it's the worst, but times are not easy. I'm not saying I'm worse off, but I'm seeing a lot of people who are less off than I am, and they're truly struggling. Now, everyone who was a kid and was just in school, is now grown. Like, there's a whole generation, and I fall, I'm 28, so my generation, I honestly feel like we're the forgotten ones. Like, for example, in dance, the generation before got to travel to Europe and New York and they did everything for them to just go and show their talent, and and then the generation after that's at the dance school, they're in LA and they went somewhere else in the States. But ours, no, we went nowhere. We had to beg to go to New York for just a month, but that was organized through a dance program, not competition like everyone else was getting to do and is getting to. So that's just an example in my life where I really feel as though we are the forgotten generation. Take for instance the generation that's all businessmen now, right? They had assistance from their forefathers who built their business from the ground, built stability, and then when it was time to give back to the next generation, to have them work for them and multiply, they gave. But when it comes to them now, that generation that was assisted, that was in a time period of just giving, they now have become such greedy little stingy little babies, that they're like spoiled. They're spoiled. They don't want to give us anything. They don't want to assist us in growing, really. They don't want to assist us in truly starting up our own thing, because I'm realizing now that we're becoming competition to them too. But no, we're not, because you have an entirely different market, and we not on your market. Your market was for the market that you always had. Okay, but yeah, we must come to a stop now. We must stop being your market and start creating our own, because it's now up to us to take over very soon and multiply. And honestly, it's best we try to take over now, because y'all are doing nothing. We're in a time period where the energy is shifting. Yin is becoming yang and yang is becoming yin, and that infinity 8 sign is flipping over. Those who had and weren't being giving, because oh my goodness, let me tell you, there's a certain artist that I wanted to work with, but people always told me that no, it's like, that person's a pig, that person's an actual pig. The person looks like a pig because that's what the person manifests on the outside, because that's what the person is on the inside. And I was like, yeah, man, yeah, but no, this person really trying, and this person has some insecurities, and she just needed a little boost in her confidence, but that little boost that was given to her turned back into Miss Piggy. Take, soak it all in, and just for themselves. That kind of behavior, that type of person, coming down to the end of this year and transitioning into the year of 2020, the vision of focus, the really truly stepping into the Aquarian age of knowledge and insight and goodness, because like I said in my video before, nature will always restore its balance. It's not going to be chaos and bullshit forever. We will not be able to grow. Nothing. Nothing will be able to grow. We would be stifling cultures. We would be stifling everything. Everything. Culture on the whole is everything. We will just be stifling cultures if we are not changing with the times. We're not learning from new energy who brings new ideas, which are downloads from forefathers, from ancestors, from the highest power, downloads in their brains to add to the generation that came before them. To then now set an even more stable foundation for the generation that will come after. But you're not doing it, you're stifling it. And I'm sorry, okay, the country I come from is Trinidad and Tobago, and I have reached my absolute freaking limit with this country. We have so much talent, so much freaking culture that we should only be nothing but blessed, because on top of culture we have oil, we have gas, we have everything we needed to survive, and so much more to flourish and expand. But no, like I said, the generation before just got, like spoiled little brats, and then they don't want to give to us now. They don't want to give us a drop of nothing. Why? Because all you did was take. And the people who gave it to you, which will be the fucking government, all they did was take. Take what didn't belong to them, take more than they deserved, and took someone else's too. So if everybody's being greedy and everybody's just taking, what's happening to the people on the outside? Stifling, starving, and becoming vindictive and angry and greedy. Those who are becoming angry are the ones that are being left out in the cold. And in Trinidad, we live in a bubble. That little 1% that gets to go to fetes and parties, yes, I am part of that. We live in a bubble of what's really going on in what you call impoverished ghetto areas in Trinidad and Tobago. These people are crying out for help now, because in 2019, they should not be living the way they're living. In a country that has gas and oil, farmers with land that can grow fresh fruit and vegetables, a country that reproduces its own music, that's ridiculous. We have too much going for us to act as though, no offense, but all we have to go off is tourism. No. We've pretty much almost reached our little America obsessive little, bullshit status that we've adopted. So that means I think you have everything you need to flourish and grow, but instead we continue to lie to the public and pretend as though all is well when we throw another fete and we throw another party, throw another fete, and everybody just thinks everything is okay and everything is great. And no, you're living in a bubble. Your country is depleting. It's physically looking as though it's depleting. You have impoverished areas growing. There's a whole generation of children that are on the fucking streets. On the streets with nothing to do but run up and down, and all they have is school. Some don't even get school anymore. Some parents, it has reached a point in 2019 where a parent cannot give their child any money to travel to school. Fathers get books to write in, or pen or paper of any sort, and that is a fact. I have spoken to children that are on the street and their mother cannot afford to carry them to school. Now guys, if we continue to act as though that population does not exist in Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to fail. The motto is together we aspire, together we achieve. 1% is not the together. It's not the together. And you're achieving nothing. You're okay. Look how long y'all trying to get soccer to the world, soccer to the world. Where has it gotten? Nowhere, nowhere different. A few more outside trainees that have expanded worldwide are truly the ones that's, you know, soccer to the world in. and 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 that's that. It still has not gotten the attention that it deserves. And you want to know why? Because it doesn't have the backing. It doesn't have the energy. The energy comes from your source. The energy comes from the inside. All these soca artists, right, who feel as though they've given back to the country by throwing some fete every fucking year. Same fete every year, or performing in the same fetes every year. You are not giving to us by coming and singing your sweet, sweet songs of glory. No. You're just part of the distraction now. And it's sad that I can call you a distraction and call you a celebration, because I cannot sit back and pretend as though everything is okay in my country when more and more and more children are just on the streets and cannot go to school to educate themselves. They don't know if they are for music, or if they're for science, or are they for anything, because they're not getting the chance to know this. And that is disgusting. That is disgusting. Just like the politicians, the soca artists have been taking more than they deserve and not giving back. And I don't care if you want to take, but you see, when you don't give back, you're stifling yourself, you're stifling your growth, you're stifling your country. If your country is not backing you, you're not going to go anywhere, because they outside, you soca artists, they outside don't know you, and they don't care, and they put their people first. So if you want people to care, you should get the people at home to care, the people at home to push you, the people at home to love you, so that they could push that energy out into the universe, so that they out there can see, oh, their people fully fucking support and love them. Let's hear what they have to say. Just remember, the answer is always on the grounds. The masses have the say. The masses have the say. And what they're saying is, no, soca artists, your little 1% bubble of fete, loving, fete going, bubble-headed, not giving back people. I'm sorry, but times are changing. It's not making sense anymore. We need to care. We need to try and care. Okay, like, you guys need to understand that we come from so much culture, and we come from so much beauty, and we were given everything. And we are beginning to destroy that. I don't want to raise my child here. I don't want to raise my child with not a single drop of nothing here. Because not only now are people stifling and starving and can't just go and be happy with their family somewhere. The attitude has changed. The attitude has gotten more angry, more cynical, more disgusted, with more distracted. It's pulling people further and further away from believing and having faith and having hope and giving love, or stopping to just hear your brother and your sister, you know. And don't let me get started on these fraudulent Catholics. Please, I mean, they fail at the concept of together we aspire. Love thy neighbor and thy what? Love thy what? Where? Please. You know your neighbor if something tragic happened to them. Unless it's like your good neighbors, like family, friends. And please, how many family, friend, neighbors does somebody really have? We don't know each other anymore. We don't even try to get to know each other anymore. Everybody just judges one another from literally social media sites, they judge them, or they see them in person, they judge them. Nobody really wants to get to know you. Nobody really thinks they have the time. It's sad when people think they don't have the time to get to know you, because time does not even exist. Time doesn't exist. We need to stop. We need to make a change. We need to get it together. And I'm speaking, sorry world, I'm speaking to Trinidad and Tobago because I love my country and I would hate to see it fall. And it's falling. That 1% of fete-loving party goers, that's not real. The rest of the country needs organization. The rest of the country needs a facelift. The rest of the country needs some form of fucking love and care. We need to stop taking money that does not belong to us and put it back into the public. You know, create real resources and for people to have jobs. Instead of taking your money, shoving it up your ass, and going and building your down the islands home. Stop that. Stop walking with your head held high and acting as though you did everything between the hours of 8 and fucking 4 for the people, because you haven't, and we know you haven't. And it is sad. You have an entire generation of people my age trying to get the fuck out of here. Just trying to get out of here, because we cannot even imagine a life of our beautiful special children, because our next generation are coming in. They're coming in hard. They're coming in with so much knowledge. They're coming in with so much facts. They're coming in with so much, like a fucking blade. Yes or no, black or white, this wrongs. And we need to be able to have a foundation for them, not yours. Yours is old. Yours no longer truly exists, because it's like you're forcing it. You're forcing your existence in an age where your existence is no longer really needed. Yes, we have to work with y'all. Yes, we have to learn from y'all, but y'all need to work with us, actually. Y'all need to learn from us, actually. Y'all are stifling our knowledge. Y'all are not helping us get the downloads that we've been given out of us to share to this world and to share to y'all. Y'all are not doing that at all. So what you're creating is this big freaking gap of information that is needed to get to the next step, in development. On the whole, you're missing the knowledge to get to the next step in development. And it's like, I'm sorry, I just needed to say something, and I know I'm not the only person who feels this way, and I know I'm not the only person who has something to say about it. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Trinidad and Tobago? Are you gonna let my beautiful island go down the drain? Or are we gonna become that happy, relaxed, colors everywhere, color but class, breezy island life, island living, not no Minneapolis or New York bullshit, none of that. We're an island, and we're blessed to have everything that we need to expand in this world consistently. Guys, not scared, please.